Alright, now let's write the JavaScript code for finding the single number in the array of values that we have been given using binary search. So here, since we are going to solve this problem using binary search, let me just define the variables start and end. This end will be pointing to array dot length -1. Okay, along with that, let's also define one variable middle, and this will be pointing to -1 in the beginning. Now all we do is we will run a loop as long as the start is less than end. In each and every step, what we will do is we will calculate the middle, right? That middle is nothing but math.floor of start plus end divided by 2. Okay, here is where our main logic comes into the picture. So if you remember our discussion clearly, if at all the middle that we have got is even number or odd number, if at all if the pattern is not broken, if at all the middle that we have got is even number, then middle and middle plus 1 have the same value. If at all the middle that we have got is an odd value, in that case middle -1 and middle will have the same value. So based on that, we will restrict our search to either left part of the middle or to the right part of the middle. So here first let's just calculate the, if middle is an even number or not. That we get by calculating the percentile. If it is equal to 0, then it is a even number. In the case of even number, how the values will be, the middle and middle plus 1 will have the same value. So if the middle is even, array of middle is equal to the array of middle plus 1 if this is the even number that we got for whatever the middle that we have calculated. Or if the middle is odd, then middle -1 and middle will have the same value. So that we will do if middle percentile 2 is not equal to 1, since it is a percentile we are doing, right? And in this case, along with this, if the value at middle -1, if it is equal to the value we have at the middle, in this case whatever the property that I have told is not yet broken. If at all our property is broken, this condition would not match. This basically represents that our single value will remain on the right of the middle. So here what we will do is we will update the start to middle plus 1. If either of these conditions are not matching, then any value from start till middle in that range, that single number will be available. So here in this case we will simply update end to middle itself. Once we complete executing this while loop, right, whatever the value we have at the start will be holding the reference of a single number. So here we need to return array of whatever the start value we have at the start index. Okay, so that is the simple implementation of finding the single number using the binary search technique. Remember that since the value is appearing only twice, till we find a value which is appearing only once, the property that remains true is this one. Basically, if at all the middle that we get is even number, in that case middle and middle plus 1 will have the value. Or if the middle that we are getting is odd, then middle -1 and middle will have the same value, because the value is appearing only 2 times we are doing this comparison. Once this condition is not matched, then the value will be from start to middle. If at all if that condition is not still matching, then the value or the single value will be on the right of the middle. That's the reason why we are updating the start with middle plus 1. Okay, that's it. As long as you remember that property, you are all good. Okay, and how do you remember the property? Based on the entire description that I have given while I explained how we approach this problem using binary searching technique. Anyway, here if you see, the array of values that I have passed is 1 1, 2 2, 3 4 4, 5 5 and 6 6. So out of all the values, 3 is only appearing once, so the output should be 3. So here the base code that I have copied is from CPP, so I have got that. So rather, let's just modify it to console.log and let's just print single element. And here also I'm calling the function call, right? Yeah. So here if I run this code now, I'm expecting 3. So 3 is what we have got. Let's just say instead of this 3, instead of this 4, I have 3 as well. Now the single value is 4. So if I run this code now, the output that I have got is 4. In the end here, rather than having 2 6s, I have only 1 6. So the output should be 6. That is what we have got. Even if I run this problem with, array having only one value, I should be getting 1. That is what we have got as well. Okay, so that is how we find the single number using binary searching technique. Okay, so this problem is different from all the problems that we have solving, and this is one of the important as well as different way of although we are applying the binary searching technique, the property that you need to remember is different. Okay, anyway, that is how we find the single element in a array of values using binary searching technique.